It sucks. It sucks dying to the moblins, because if I just play it careful and patient, I'm perfectly fine. But I'm just so eager to get another shot at the boss run that I rush through it, and I really shouldn't. I'm aware I really shouldn't. But my brain keeps telling me, like, just breeze through these guys, and it's another situation. It's not as bad as the bokoblins, because the bokoblins, the problem is sheer volume. But with the moblins, the problem is there's enough of them, and they're all just so fucking big that if there's ever one behind the other, I can't see what the one behind is doing. So if it's charging up an attack, I can't see that coming. I can't prepare for that. So the best way to handle it is simply to be cautious and only attack when I know I'm safe or when I get a flurry rush. But I'm too impatient to do that consistently. I know it sucks because it's my own fault. But like, I recognize exactly why that's going wrong so often. It's not because the moblins are the most dangerous wave. It's just that there's a little bit of danger that I keep thinking that I have under control, and often I don't. That's what it comes down to. God damn it. I didn't realize that one had a shield. As soon as I saw him not get knocked over, I could tell, but I was already too close to run away at that point. Damn. Sure, man. Couldn't even see you. I know that's what I get for waiting right in the middle of the army, but that's the most efficient way to kill all of them quickly. We're only an hour 40 in. We've got another really good run in us tonight. I can feel it. Sure, man. Just nail that perfect timing on that swing, and everyone will have fun with that. Alright, we back in it, fam. Not yet. Wait for that to happen. Now we back in it. I did mean to... this can wait for... Nah, we're not going to get the angle on that. This can wait for when we actually get to him, so we're not wasting time. But I meant to check if I have any specific arrow goodies that have, like, stopping power, that are specifically said of, like, oh, if you attach this to an arrow, it will push enemies back. Because if we have that, there's a chance Seized Construct, the sumo wrestling-themed boss, is another entirely arrow-based fight. But I don't know if arrows are going to cut it before pushing them backwards. But I'm nervous about how much it's affecting weapon durability. That's my main concern. So keeping an eye on that. Going to double check all my materials once the time comes. Oh, that was generous. That was less generous, but fair. It was noticeably less generous because I feel like for both shots I should have missed, and I only missed on one. So saying something is less generous seems like an insult, but instead it's me going, oh, that's fine, because the first one was generous. All right. Yes, of course. Go straight into the ice. Gotta do some more tornadoes first. What was I thinking? Oh, I don't like how close that one is. That one made me nervous. Yo, we got past Seized Construct today. We made definitive progress today, and that is exciting. We got halfway through Phantom Ganon. And the other half, like, I know what the deal is. I'm not in, like, oh god, what do I do zone. I'm just in a, oh, I gotta be a little bit more careful than I was last time zone. That was terrible all around on my archery skills, I guess, but I finally got there. I have a feeling my bow's going to break pretty early on in Armored Goma today. My Gibdo wave did not go well. God, I feel like the how much I talk is a really good indicator of how I feel about the current boss I'm facing. Anyways, let me get back to what I was saying. Oh, nice. I didn't even realize I was going to get Classic Blunder, but we're going to get it. Oh, you know we're going to get it. Link's getting it tonight. Because if all goes well, I can watch credits and then immediately start playing through the game normally. And if I do a really good job of that, I might get to Prince Sidon tonight. So yeah, Link's going to get it all right. Honestly, not that bad. Not a huge difference. There's something that I'm not going to try this time around, but I'm going to try next time. Because Colgera is not really weak to anything. Just all ice will go. I mean, all arrows will go. She's ice themed, but like I don't think fire is going to do extra damage because it's literally just like fire 2 arrows and you will do the chunk of damage you need to do. I don't think there's any extra trick to Colgera. But Queen Gibdo's weak to fire. Mucktorok's weak to water. Seized Contract's weak to electricity. Oh, shit. Missed that one. That's fine. We can finish this here. And I'm remembering that a decent way to undo Fireblight Ganon's Fireball in Breath of the Wild was, despite what Pokemon might teach you, to shoot an ice arrow at it. So I'm curious, should I be bringing out some ice against this guy to make it go faster? Not using the ice for anything else. I'll try that next time. See if that puts a dent in things. Because, oh boy, anything to make Marble Goma go faster would be heavily, heavily welcome. Yes, that is what I wanted. Let's get CCH Bounder in here. God bless. kind of fun to be that, like, I understand why it's good to have a C reset for these phase changes. It is fun to me that Link will teleport directly to a specific part of the arena, no matter where you are. I do not want you to splash. I like that he landed near me. I like that he landed near me. God bless. All right. I don't think we need the topaz. I think we have enough arrow stuff, because we got 11 of these, and we have 9 shock fruits, which I think would also do the trick, because it's the same as the fire fruits. So I think we have plenty of ammo to take care of Seized Construct without worrying about needing an electric, like, melee weapon. So I think we're just going to go ahead and pop this bad boy on, instead of putting another elemental thing on it. We are going to keep our distance. I've learned my lesson there. Ooh, I was actually weirdly close to getting hit with the tornado there. Alright, now the question is, if I do really like using bombs against the Phantom Ganons, which I do, should I rely a little more on fire fruits instead of bombs? I don't know if it does a very big difference in damage, but it's something I can try out. As long as it does a good chunk, I might stick with fire. Oh, shit. She got me. That was a really nice juke. I really thought I had her, and she just fully dodged me. Definitely less damage than bombs. That is for sure. Yeah, I might... Now that I've done one round of fire, I might switch back to bombs just to... Well, I'll use fire to stun. How about that? Okay, I really thought that wasn't going to get her, and I was like, come on. My brain panicked and didn't switch to bombs. I've not given up on my plan. This will destroy a mushroom, which is fine by me. Or it won't. I don't like how close I'm getting to her. I don't like how close I'm getting to her. She's gonna charge at me. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. I'll switch back to Fire Fruit just to save on a bomb, because this last hit's gonna do it, I would presume. Man, she takes her time teleporting back, doesn't she? Yeah. and we didn't even have the Gibdos attack us this time. No time for them to do that. It's just too good. Too fast. Okay. Couple things we're going to do. First, hydration break. Second, bathroom break. Third, check recording. In fact, let's just switch that to step 2. Phone backup is working. Audio and screen are back. Okay, let's do a real quick, just look over all of our items to see if there's anything we can attach to anything. Attach it to an arrow, increases the attack. Let's try that. We got 3 of those. Let's just see if that does the trick. Anything else we want to try since we only have 3 of them? Hinox Tooth. Attach it to an arrowhead to increase its power. Okay, both of the Hinox stuff. That's plenty, yeah. Let's just jump into it. Gonna be switching around quite a bit, that's fine. Start with this. Then let's switch to high attack. Okay, that's not it. That is not the solution. Oh, come on. Okay, that's one thing I'm really confused by, is sometimes that it sucks. That legitimately, this is a thing about the boss that sucks, and I don't know if there's a definitive answer to this, but I'm legitimately frustrated by it. Sometimes you have to attack it with a rush of weapons to bring it to its knees, at which point you have to do that again in order to knock it towards the ropes. Sometimes you do one attack rush and it just knocks it away. And if I pay close attention, I will know, okay, it got pushed away from me, which means it's no longer in stun mode. It's just in I just got pushed mode. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. Sure. If I'm paying close attention, I know, okay, it got pushed away from me, which means it's no longer stunned. But a lot of times in the mindset of, okay, I gotta hit it a couple times to knock it to its knees, and then I gotta do that again to knock it away. And if I have that mindset, and it gets knocked away, and I go in for another round, it's no longer stunned, and that's what happened there. And I'm legitimately a little bit frustrated by the fact that there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to, does it get pushed back, or does it fall to its knees and then get pushed back once I do that again? That is, there seems to be very little consistency there, and that is getting kind of annoying to me. Again, it's the sort of thing where as long as I'm paying attention, I'll be able to deal with it, but it's frustrating to be in a high-stress situation and not know what's coming next, even though it is my actions that should be determining what comes next. Like, reading an enemy's attack patterns, obviously there's some randomness there, and I'm supposed to be paying attention to what the enemy is doing. But when it's like, I don't know what effects my attacks will have because it kind of goes back and forth, that's frustrating. It'd be like if Big Boy Bokoblin here got knocked down from my slam attack 60% of the time, and the other 40, I can do math. I did calculus in high school, and then I forgot it all. The other 40% of the time, he just tanks it, and he can immediately attack. And it's like, okay, well then, what am I supposed to do with that? Or wait, no, doesn't immediately. The actually correct analogy would be he doesn't immediately attack. He gets stunned out of any attack he was preparing at the moment, but he does not get knocked down. So there is still a considerably less amount of time before his next attack. And I'm like, okay, well then, how am I supposed to know when it's safe and when it's not? it sucks. Oh, I killed that archer. That was wild. Yeah, I really didn't think he was in range for that. Fuck you. I saw it coming, but fuck you. I'm starting to get sore. Vaccination can do a number on you. I was in an Uber driver this year, which again, depending on when I finally upload this, could mean anything. Like, fall of 2023. 2023! Think about how long the pandemic... Think about when the pandemic started. Early 2020, in case you weren't sure. Fall of 2023, I had an Uber driver who was super friendly. I wore my mask in. I'm still just very cautious because both my parents are immunocompromised, so I like to be overly cautious when it comes to making sure I don't get sick, especially if I have a visit coming up with them. And so I wore my mask inside the Uber, and the guy was like, "Oh, do you want me to put on a mask?" And honestly, my answer was I would kind of prefer it, but I didn't want to be a jerk when most public officials agree that most places you don't really need a mask anymore as long as you're vaccinated. And so I was like, no, I'm fine. This is just, I didn't want to get into it. So I was like, it's more a habit than anything, when I said why I had my mask. And he went, oh yeah, I know what you mean. And you ever hear a tone of voice and you're like, oh boy. Because unprompted, he goes from that to full-on vax conspiracy talk, which is wild, because he proceeded to also tell me, yeah, I got vaxxed, and I've gotten my kids vaxxed. So, he's in it, you know? If something's wrong with the vaccines, he's in there. So I'm just so curious, how do you live with any peace of mind if you do believe in the vaccination conspiracies and you also did get vaxxed? That can't be like a peaceful, happy life, you know? But yeah, he just starts going off. And the weird thing, he's super friendly. If he was a jerk and a vax conspiracist, it'd be like, okay, I don't like this guy, I don't get along with him. But he was very, very friendly. Again, gotta clarify, he asked, and he had a mask with him. It wasn't like he was just saying oh, do you want me to wear a mask? And was not planning to put it on. He earnestly, honestly asked, would you prefer that I wear a mask? And held up the mask he had with him. And I said, no, it's okay. So he was very polite, very friendly. So yeah, I did give him a good tip, but it was a weird thing of but also you're getting weirdly political, and they have to I don't know if you should base your tip around whether or not you agree politically with the person you're interacting with, but it's he also, again, bringing this up unprompted, not a great thing to do, just in general. Even if you were super pro-vax, it would be, well, no, because that's a matter of public safety, so I would be less offended by that, but maybe still kind of a weird vibe if you're an Uber driver and unprompted you just start talking about you guys get vaccinated yet? You guys gotta get vaxxed. Come on, man. In that case, it's sort of a public service because you are improving public health and spreading a positive message to making sure everyone stays safe and healthy. But still kind of a weird vibe, right? Anyways, the reason I'm going on about this is because I had a thought that I shared with them. I was not trying to be combative. I really did not want this to be a debate because it was a 40-minute car ride, and we were only 10 minutes in when this conversation started. But I brought up what I think is a very good counter argument to the people who are still anti-vax, which is, guys, if there was something fucked up with the vaccines, we probably would be able to tell by now. Aside from the fact that there is shit, fuck you. I was very lucky I was out of range for that. Aside from the fact that there was a pandemic and that sucked, like, I don't feel like the government has been up to anything the past year or two that it would have gotten from any microchips they implanted in us. And if that's the other thing of, like, if COVID vaccines gave you autism or any other, like, weird medical thing that has gone unaccounted for, it's been 3 years. There are toddlers who got vaccinated that are now, like, 6-year-olds. And from what I can hear, they're all doing fine. We would have known by now, I think. We would have figured out, hey, there's a weird difference between everyone who got vaxxed and everyone who isn't. We'd know. I just feel like we'd know by now. And I don't think a massive cover-up by Big Pharma would be able to cover that up. I just truly... The government is not well run enough for that to work out, and no trustworthy medical sources to figure it out. I'm not talking about fringe Reddit users. I mean, like, I refuse to believe that every medical professional is in on it, and I refuse to believe that any medical professionals who are not in on it would not have been able to find definitive proof by now. You know what I mean? There is a knight's broadsword back there. I want it. I want it till I want it till I want it for my own. I've got to know. What is this? And another thing about this, I don't think this has been a specific thing for the COVID vaccine. This is not a specific thing that a lot of people have been worried about. But just for vaccines in general, here's the thing. Vaccines definitively don't cause autism. Sorry, if you believe that. There have been so many studies that have thoroughly, with good scientific evidence and good scientific method, fully debunked... Oh, right, I meant to throw this away at some point. Nope, not that. Shit. Have fully debunked the main paper that was first published indicating that this might be the case. That study is filled with fallacies and poor arguments and conclusions that are not actually supported by the data gathered. Vaccines don't cause autism. And here's the additional thing. I'd rather have a child with autism than a dead child. I don't know if that's a hot take, but if your kid gets measles and dies because you didn't get them vaccinated, I don't think you can look at other people and go, well, at least my dead child didn't get autism. Like, what the fuck? I know we've also come a long way in understanding autism, and, like, back in the 90s, it was unfortunately seen as just an objectively bad thing, and nowadays that is not the case, fortunately. But, like, I don't know, it's multi-layered of, like, first off, your kid having autism, not a bad thing. That's okay. That's fine. There's no problem with that. There's no issue with that. Secondly, even if it was, I'd rather my kid have autism than measles. I'd rather my kid have many different conditions than have measles and die from it. You know? Like, it's... Even the core arguments of keep our children safe doesn't make any fucking sense, because even if you believe the bullshit, it's still, like, demonstrably proven that autism or no, vaccines do help prevent measles. So, yeah, I don't want my kid to die from measles. I don't if there's side effects that are not as bad as measles, I'll take it. It's just the argument from the ground up makes no sense to me, and it feels so callous. It is obviously disrespectful to people with autism to be like, yeah, I'd rather my kid have measles than be like them. Like, that's a fucked up thing to say. And even if it weren't a fucked up thing to say, it would still be a stupid thing to say. I truly don't understand. And hey, if you believe, hey, I just saw that tail disappear. I finally actually got footage of it. I literally just saw Lizalfo's tail disappear. I don't care. That's not a thing I needed or wanted to pick up. But like, finally getting absolute definitive confirmation that like, yeah, some items will disappear after a while. I don't know what the determining factor is on that, but there's full confirmation. But like, yeah. And if you do believe vaccines cause autism, do your research, and please don't sound off in the comments. Like, I respect a lot of people's opinions. If those opinions are uninformed, that doesn't mean I want to hear them. There's a hot take that I'll stand by. I don't know why I'm getting all heated about vaccines today. What caused this? I was talking about the Uber driver masking up. It was about, what was it, standing by, or that was actually triggered with my thought of if something was wrong with the it's because it's because I got my booster shot today. What made my brain think about the fact I literally didn't even remember the train of thought. The thing that made me really remember it was me moving my arm and being like, oh yeah, my arm hurts. Why is that? Oh, right, the boost. Like, that's what made me remember what caused me to get on this train of thought. Yeah, why is my brain on the COVID vaccine? Maybe it's because of the COVID vaccine I got today. And hey, if I get autism from that, cool. I'm chill with that. I don't fucking care. I know a lot of people with autism and they're awesome. I might also be one of them. There was a strong period of time in which I was like, I'm really bad at socializing with people. I really don't like making eye contact. And I get along well with other people who don't like making eye contact with people. I was nonverbal for the first couple years of my life, and, you know, this might be a little bit of self-reporting, self-diagnosis bias, but I have thought for much of my life that, hey, my brain just seems to function differently than other people. So, never been officially diagnosed, but, like, non-zero chance I am on the spectrum somewhere. I would never claim to officially be that by self-diagnosing. I'm never going to say definitively like, oh yeah, I'm definitely on there, without seeing a medical professional, and I just never have seen a medical professional about it. But it's crossed my mind that like, yeah, there's a chance. I have enough of the signs that like, if I found out I was, here's maybe a thing that is a positive thing of how far society has come. I never told my parents about this, and part of the reason why is because I was really worried at the time. This was in high school, which pains me to say was coming up on 10 years ago. Some of high school was 10 years ago. Shit. I hate that. Much like I hate how this thing is about to kill me. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that juke? Oh my god. I'm pretty sure if I had I don't know if unpausing would have done, but if I had unpaused and Zelda, absolutely I would have slammed it back into that thing. I can't tell if the time dilation is different for Link than it is for everything else. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm making that up. But I like to think that me just watching that pass by was a definitive factor of why it didn't hit me. Just because that's cool and fun to think about. Anyways, at the time, I didn't tell my parents, hey, I think I should get tested for this or go see a, I don't know, is that a psychiatrist, psychologist? I don't even know what kind of doctor I would see to determine that. But the reason I didn't is because I was scared that it would mean I was different and weird, and I wouldn't be able to function well in society, because at the time that's what I thought autism was like for everybody. And it was a little bit a thing of like, if I just say I don't have it, then I'm fine, I'm normal, which was a very toxic and not okay of thinking about it. But at the time, that's just where my brain was at. Nowadays, I have not gone to see anyone about it, because I pay for my own medical bills now, and I am at peace with the fact that I might be on the spectrum, and if I am, I'm cool with that, and if I'm not, I'm also cool with that. So yeah, that's just gonna constantly be a mystery in my life until maybe one day my curiosity will overtake my feelings of stress about just going to see the doctor in general, because I know it will likely be expensive. Why is it paused? This boss fight requires no brain power. Why was I pausing the game like I needed to, like... I was worried that I would be bad at the game at this specific fight without it. I'm going to save my experiment until stage 2, just because I don't want to... There's no point in not... I don't know, man. Let's just... Let me finish my conversation first. Yeah, I am not at a point where I would be scared to be diagnosed as such, like I was when I was younger. Now I just don't want to pay for it. But yeah, I just think that's really cool. And part of that was me meeting people who are very open about being on the spectrum, and that made me more confident of like, oh, I wouldn't have guessed that. So clearly, like, it does not affect your ability. The fact that you know you have autism does not affect your ability to interact with people. It's not like that will... The act of knowing will completely change the way you act as a person. Which, again, an irrational thing to be afraid of, but as a high schooler, I was afraid of that. And then, yeah, also I think discourse has been much improved. I still don't love, like, autism being used as a punchline, which I actually see a weird amount of on TikTok, of people who, maybe they're diagnosed, maybe they're not, but a lot of people who being like, oh yeah, my autistic brain made me think this, and a lot of times I will see the caption and read with the context, and they'll be like, that sounds like something a non-autistic person would say, because they think it's a funny punchline, and they don't realize that, like, I don't think it should be classified as a disability, but it is still, like, a definitive condition that some people have and some people don't. And for you to be like, my brain, I'm just a little bit weird and kooky, and that makes me basically autistic, is like, I don't love that. That's a weird vibe. Whether or not I am on the spectrum, I feel kind of offended by that. But yeah, in general still, I think people have gotten a lot more accepting of the fact that just because you are on the spectrum does not mean you are weird or strange or should be considered or treated any different. You can be on the spectrum and function just fine, and that's cool. And some people are on the spectrum and they don't function well, and that's also fine. Those people we need to be accepting and friendly to, and like all that. Like, I don't know, it feels very straightforward to me now, but it is also equally depressing and encouraging to think about the fact that it did not always feel that clear to me or to a lot of other people. So yeah, I'm realizing I don't have a lot of ice stuff. I have one ice choo-choo jelly. Let's just see what that does. Please don't miss, please don't miss, please don't miss. God damn it. I did see it did a little bit of damage. Not a lot, which makes me think ice is not the key here. But I really expected to do... I was really expecting to hit. I don't think it hit because I didn't hear the sound effect. Okay, we have some ice fruit. Let's just wait this one out. All right, let's try some ice fruit, and let's make sure we fucking hit him this time, and we'll see what happens there. Literally no change. Light work, no reaction. I don't think it did less damage, but it feels like it did even less damage. What's your deal, man? Is there anything I can do to you? Why don't we just try some standard choo-choo jelly? See if there's any... I think that just does generic elemental damage. Let's see if that does anything. Like, that would probably... I'm using electricity to be safe, but I think, like, standard choo-choo jelly would also work against armored construct as well. So let's just see if this does any cool damage. Nah, I don't think so. I think we're stuck with this being as boring as it is, no matter what. Damn. Is that... I think I brought this up at the very beginning of the Let's Play, but I just, like, had this thought again. So if you didn't sound off in the comments the first time and you have the answer to this, please sound off this time. Is that actual kanji on the Rewind logo up there? It looks like an actual character, but not one that I recognize. So I legitimately can't tell if... Damn it, you're gonna make me waste one more. Legitimately can't tell if that is an actual character or if it's just meant to evoke that. Anyways, back to this guy. That's all I need, right? Oh, well, I need to hydrate. Let's not be silly. All right. Let's just jump into it. Mad focus. Mad focus. You know, remember what the disease construct was last time as well? I switched to spear and that threw me off. I should not have done that in hindsight. Because I just don't know... Oh my god. Oh my god. My mind just completely blanked on what I was supposed to be doing. He's out of range to target. Oh, this is bad. Okay. Okay, I saved that. I feel like he was about to splash attack. My brain just stopped working for a solid 3 seconds there. That was embarrassing. Nah, we're gonna need two rounds here. He's gonna get up real quick. Can I get it? Can I get an attack, please? Okay, 1. That sucks. That round sucked. Let's do a little bit better this time, huh? Excellent. Now it gets fun. A line that I haven't used at all this Let's Play. I know I haven't. I know for a fact I have no memory of saying that, and I definitely would remember every single thing I said. I definitely remember that I've never said that when getting to a more exciting boss fight. Hey, I got this lizard. That's fun. Forgot about him. We've got 5 of these lizards. We are stocked up on lizards, guys. You would not believe the amount of lizards we have. Okay, what's our... I think we determined this is probably best from the stuff we have left. And I still am confident I won't need, what is it? Hazel or whatever it is. Whatever is the electric rock. No, you got it. Well done, Link. You did it. Yay. Whew. She's about to throw another one at me. Could have gotten messy. Alright, I think I'm going to use fire to stun and bombs to damage. I think that's going to be my plan. Oh, let's get our bow ready. She's gonna get a twister out in time. I know my opponent. I know her well. Come on! That thing was way over my head. How did that hit? Come on. Alright, we're well over 2 hours. I'd really like to get through and past Seized Construct one more time, just to know I can do it reliably. I was planning on that being my last run. I wasn't planning to, like, win, but I was planning on that being my last run, and at least getting another shot at Seized Construct. That is the first... Okay, that's the first time the Lionel bow has had any drawback. Because I don't know which of the 3 arrows exploded, but clearly there's a higher risk of that. But also, like, I really... I'm curious if that was the game attempting to be generous and not registering that I had a bomb. Like, not that it could register. I'm not expecting the hitbox to change. But the Gibdo wave in the army, I have noticed that, like, the flying ones have really big hitboxes. They're surprisingly easy to hit. And I'm curious if what design-wise was meant to be a generous thing of like, oh, these guys are pretty tough, so we'll at least make them easy to hit and give them a really wide hitbox, happens to, in that one particular instance, fuck me over because I happen to have bombs equipped. Because it really didn't seem like that was going to happen. I really thought I was safe from that. So, especially considering, like, the arrow before, like, the shot before that, I had enemies encroaching on me, and it wasn't just that I didn't get hit. God damn it. It wasn't just that I didn't get hit. The shot before that one didn't hit any of the mobs. They did get through the vanguard there and get all the way back to Queen Gibdo. So I figured that regardless of how close the enemies were to me, the angle was fine, that I would be able to sneak through. And apparently I was wrong. That's something to keep in mind for next time, but I am surprised by that. I'm not that upset. I was a little upset right as it happened, and the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm not that upset. But I am legitimately surprised. And it is important that I remember that next time I have a lot of enemies charging directly towards me that are in the path of my arrows. I will keep that in mind.